Hello everyone and welcome back, finally, to the Great Maine Bird Quest. It's been a long and busy month, which is why it's been a while since the last video, but I'm finally back in Maine and finally out in the woods looking for birds again. So today's plan is we're going to be wandering around looking for birds because I'm renting a lens while my other lens is in the shop being evaluated, so I'm just testing it out to see how I like it. I'm renting the Nikon 200 to 500 millimeter, so I'm going to see what I think of it. So we're going to take that around in the woods, see if we can find anything. Hopefully we'll find some new stuff, but honestly I'll be happy if we just find birds. And then we're going to take a look over in an area where there's a family of barred owls that I visit every year. So I'm looking forward to visiting them this year and seeing the babies up to all of their baby owl antics. So without further ado, let's go look for some birds. It's really funny how in bird photography you can go for a long time without seeing any birds, and then all of a sudden you'll just be surrounded by all sorts of different species. So I just had a whole ton around me. It was a really great test for the lens because I was able to test it out on a bunch of sparrows. What else was there? Oh, there was cedar waxwings, which is pretty cool. The pictures I have of those before aren't the greatest, so I think I got some marginally better pictures of them. And then I got a picture of a male rose-breasted grosbeak too. It's not the best picture, but it's nice to at least have the male to fill out the pair, because before this all I had was the female, so it's nice to have both of them. But yeah, it was a really cool experience. I was basically just standing in the same spot, turning around in circles, and there were just birds everywhere. So you don't get moments like that all the time, but when it happens, it's definitely really cool. Today's also been a good day for thrushes. I got my first pictures of a wood thrush and a Swainson's thrush. I don't think either of them I have great pictures of because the woods here are pretty dark and it's also a cloudy day, so I just have to crank the sensitivity on my camera up, which kind of hurts the fine feather detail a little bit. But I still got pictures, and that's what counts. Thrushes have some of my favorite calls in the bird world because they're just so musical and they sound so nice. I mean, most bird calls are pretty musical, but thrushes especially have that echoey kind of fluty sound to them, which is just really neat. I've also had a little bit of luck with some warblers today. I got some better pictures of a chestnut-sided warbler, which was hanging out along with an American redstart, which unfortunately I don't think I really got anything good of. It was moving around too fast and would stay still just long enough for me to get my camera up, and then it would immediately fly away. So that one's definitely going to be a work in progress. But I am happy to have improved on the chestnut-sided warbler. because I'm pretty sure the picture I had before was some far off, not great kind of thing. So hopefully the ones I got today are a little bit better. Well, it's about time to leave these thrushes and go look for the owls. So far, this lens has been performing pretty well, I think. The autofocus isn't the snappiest in the world, but then again, comparing the cost of this to the super telephotos with the really fast autofocus, it's kind of expected. I've also been trying out my teleconverter on it, which doesn't help the autofocus speed at all. And so far, I haven't really looked at any of the pictures on my computer yet, but it seems decently sharp. But again, it's hard to tell with all these low light shots. So, seems like a decent lens. I'm pretty impressed so far. So we'll have to see what happens with my Sigma lens. See how much the repair costs and all that are gonna be, but so far I'm pretty happy with this, at least while I'm waiting for that to get fixed. So right now, there's not one, not two, but 3 baby barred owls in the trees around me. After a little bit of searching, I finally located them. This time it was a little bit harder because normally I find them by their begging calls, because a lot of times they tend to be very noisy and do this kind of begging / contact call, which is pretty easy to hear if you're listening for it. But this time they're quiet. They're all sleeping right now, which is not the most exciting thing to watch. But I'm hoping pretty soon they wake up and start playing with each other or chasing leaves around or something like that. Because they're still young enough right now where they're not hunting on their own, but they have to start learning how to do that. And they do that by chasing and playing with things, because that's the best way to learn those skills. So I've seen them playing with pine cones, with acorns, with leaves, with each other's feet. So hopefully when they wake up in a little bit, they start doing something interesting like that. We'll see. Hopefully they don't wait till it gets dark. This is one of my favorite places to photograph barred owls because the parents nest right near a very popular trail, which means they get pretty used to humans just walking around and hanging out. So they tend to be pretty chill, and the babies end up doing the same thing because they just get so used to seeing people, which means you get a lot of really awesome photo opportunities without really disturbing them at all, which, you know, that's the best way to do wildlife photography. So yeah, every year I come down, watch the nest, see when they come out, and after that, just enjoy watching them grow up throughout the summer. And the babies will spend all summer learning how to hunt, and eventually over the winter they'll branch out from their home range and start finding their own spot. So I haven't found any in the winter yet, but maybe this winter I'll be able to track them. That'd be pretty cool. Well, unfortunately, it's getting pretty dark. The area these owls like to hang out in is super shaded and even darker, so it's pretty much at the limit of what my cameras can do. So I think I'm gonna call it a day. It's been a whole lot of fun watching these owls. I got to see a couple of prey transfers, which is awesome. One of the parents brought in some earthworms for some of the babies, and it's just really cool getting to see that stuff. So unfortunately I have to leave them, but can't stay with them all the time. And it's just been a whole lot of fun watching these little juveniles flying around, pouncing on leaves and who knows what else in the leaf litter. So even though I already had pictures of barred owls, I'm definitely going to be coming back here a bunch of times throughout the summer because you just can't pass up opportunities like this. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.